Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're exploring a truly radical new idea about what might be causing severe mental illness. And it all starts with one psychiatrist and a single case that completely baffled him.
So this is a quote from Harvard psychiatrist Dr. Chris Palmer, and it really captures this moment of just total shock. He had a patient with schizoaffective disorder, a condition that's supposed to be a permanent, incurable brain disease. But after a simple diet change, the impossible started to happen. And that one case, it sent him on this incredible journey to figure out how this could even be possible. Okay, so let's really get into the details of this story, because they're mind-blowing. The patient didn't even come in for his mental illness. He just wanted help losing weight. But what happened next was something Dr. Palmer never saw coming.
Just look at this transformation. Before, this man was completely disabled by his illness. He was tormented by these constant hallucinations and paranoia, and he'd already failed 17 different medications. After the diet, he loses 160 pounds, sure, but his psychotic symptoms, they went into remission. This is a guy who could suddenly go out, teach a karate class, even perform improv comedy. These were things that were literally impossible for him before.
And that, right there, is the million-dollar question. How in the world can a diet treat a severe brain disorder? Schizoaffective disorder isn't supposed to just go away. Dr. Palmer knew he was seeing something real, and he had to figure out the science behind it. That search led him to a treatment that's actually been around for over 100 years.
So, the first big clue, and this is fascinating, it didn't come from psychiatry at all. It came from neurology. Turns out, the ketogenic diet isn't just some fad for weight loss. It's a serious medical treatment that's been used for a century to treat epilepsy.
And here's where Dr. Palmer had this aha moment. He realized, wait a minute, psychiatrists like him use anti-seizure pills all the time to treat things like bipolar disorder. So he thought, well, if the drugs for epilepsy work on mental illness, maybe the diet for epilepsy is working through the same pathway in the brain. That epilepsy connection was a huge hint. It suggested that there was something much deeper going on, a common biological pathway. So Dr. Palmer started digging, looking for a single root cause that could connect all the different risk factors for mental illness, from our genes to our life experiences.
And that trail led him right here, to our mitochondria. Now I know, we all learned they're the powerhouses of the cell in high school biology, but it turns out they are so much more than that. They're basically the master regulators of our brain's energy and function. They control our neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine. They manage key hormones. They're running the whole show.
So here it is, the core of the whole theory. Dr. Palmer is proposing that mental disorders are really metabolic disorders of the brain, and the mitochondria, they're the single place where all the things that can go wrong seem to come together and cause the problem. And this is what makes the whole idea so compelling. It connects all the dots. We've known for decades that all these things, our genes, trauma, what we eat, even how we sleep, are risk factors. Well, this theory suggests they all point to the same bullseye. They all disrupt our mitochondria, which messes up our brain's metabolism. And that's what leads to the symptoms we call mental illness. Okay, so if faulty mitochondria are the problem, how in the world does a diet fix them? Well, the answer is actually really cool. It's like a biological hack. The diet tricks your body into thinking that it's fasting. And when your body enters a fasting state, it doesn't just switch fuels. It turns on these powerful, ancient, built-in programs for repair and survival. And here's what's happening at the cellular level. This fasting state flips a switch on these two processes, autophagy and mitophagy. You can think of them as the body's cleanup crew. Autophagy clears out old, junk cell parts, and mitophagy specifically goes in and repairs or replaces the faulty mitochondria. It's essentially a deep clean for your brain cells.
So this has grown way beyond just one patient's incredible story. This is no longer just a theory or an anecdote. It's quickly becoming a whole new field of science called metabolic psychiatry, and it's getting some serious backing. And we're not talking about a little bit of money here.
An organization called Metabolic Mind, started by philanthropists whose own son recovered from bipolar disorder with this approach, has put over $70 million into research. And Dr. Palmer himself just got a $3 million grant to start a brand new program at McLean Hospital, which is one of the best psychiatric hospitals in the world.
The scientific momentum is absolutely real. Right now, there are more than 15 clinical trials testing this idea at top-tier universities. We're talking Harvard, Oxford, Johns Hopkins. The scientific community is taking this very, very seriously.
And it all comes back to the patients. What started with that one man is now a chorus. Dr. Palmer says there are now hundreds, maybe even thousands of people with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and severe depression who are coming forward and sharing their own stories of recovery. Stories of getting their lives back from illnesses they were told were permanent. Which leaves us with this huge and honestly hopeful question. What if we've been thinking about this all wrong? What if severe mental illness isn't a life sentence written in our brain chemistry, but a metabolic problem that we can actually fix? If that's true, it changes everything.